All of you. Okay. Yeah, good morning, everyone. I hope you can see my screen as well, not just me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
it's
So, yeah, let me start without having to waste any further time. So, I'm Sanjay Kopikar. I run a couple of companies. One of them is called as Quadwave. It's a Bangalore-based software services company. And there is another company called as Evolute IQ, which is a Sweden and a London-based product software product company. So that's the quickest intro I can give about myself. Okay, now let us quickly look at what is the. How do I, just 1 second, guys. So there has been. Okay. Okay, so let me quickly start with what is Rotary. Okay, so because you've been hearing about Rotary everywhere, I'm sure you would see Rotary schools, you would see Rotary hospitals, you would go across the globe, you will see a lot of places this term called as Rotary, right? So Rotary is more than 115-year-old international service organization. And the best part about this is the complete focus is what we truly believe is the humanitarian service, and we call it as service above self, right? So and the best part about this is that absolutely there is no religious, non-political, non-race based club that is spread across the globe with like more than 35,000 member club and more than 1.2 million individuals called as Rotarians. And the best part out of all of this is that you cannot be a Rotarian by will, in a sense, you cannot just apply for it. You need to be invited for it. So that means in social strata, you have to be somebody to be invited into a Rotary club so that you can start contributing, right? So it's a very unique part of it. And I can see that there is an interact also within your school. There is a Rotaract, which is 18 plus for 18 plus students or youth, and interact with school, right? Now, quickly about, yeah, can you please mute yourself if you are not speaking? Okay, so thanks. We'll talk about in Rotary Indiranagar. So, yeah, Narsi or Kumar, can you please mute others, please, if they are not speaking? Thanks. Okay, Rotary Indiranagar is one of the words, what we believe is that one of the most vibrant and active clubs in the world, right? So when I'm making this kind of statement, I'm not making an irresponsible statement. To give you an example, uh, last year, the COVID, when it hit, the entire country's different clubs donated like more than thousands of clubs together donated money, and Rotary Indiranagar was, I think, more than 10% that was contributed across India, right? Or think about hospice. If you do not know about what we mean by hospice, is that it is a care center for terminally ill cancer patients. In a sense, hospitals can't or won't take care of these people, right? So they even for them, complete free care is taken care in a place called as Karunashaya. If through the school, if they have not arranged a visit there once, possibly post COVID and all that, I would urge the teachers to please take students there. That will give you a different perspective of life. Or think about this, at least 250 free heart surgeries from various countries, right? From Pakistan, Indonesia, Malaysia, right? When you're talking about give heart, take heart, and all of that, exchange of heart, and this is the good heart exercise that Rotary Indiranagar does, right? And more than 20,000 units of blood. Each unit of blood can save at least around three people. Okay, so you can imagine the number of patients that are people that we help, right? Running eye care hospitals, supporting many government and schools in villages and all that, renovating more than 150, 200 Anganwadis, or distributing more than 4,50,000 ration kits during the COVID pandemic. It's like many things, right? So it is a premium organization that truly lives by the statement service above self. Okay, now let us quickly get into the subject of the day. Okay, some basic questions. Let me start with some fun. Okay, do you guys tease each other with some name for sure, right? Any names that are given to your friends, right? Based on their physical attributes, maybe?
No, sir.
No. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
we all
Yes,
do that,
sir.
right? The
Yes,
super
sir.
thin
Yes,
guy,
sir.
yeah, the super thin guy as one, the not so thin
Little.
person as something else, right? So we used to do that as well. It used to be very fun. We used to be kids back home up north in Karnataka. We used to have this guy, a friend of ours called Girish. Okay, so for some very rare disease that he had from the childhood, he never had any hair, any facial hair at all, right? And then there used to be one chapter in English that used to be talking about somebody called as Wonderhead, and we would call him Wonderhead and all of that. And then it used to be so funny, right? So I'm sure you all have it, right? So there are so many people. Okay, so we would
Yes,
have
sir.
fun.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
absolutely. Yeah, we would all have fun. We would all have fun, lots and lots of fun, till the day that we realized that he tried to commit suicide. Okay. Now, suddenly, out of the blue, it hit us. What we were thinking as fun was not so funny after all. Luckily for us, for him, for his family, he survived. Okay. Uh, and then after that, in fact, if you look at it from his overall life, it hit him very bad. He survived all right, but I'm sure he must have faced that across his life. But as the things started moving on, we could see today back home in a small village near in North Karnataka, he runs an orphanage supporting almost around 9 to 10 kids. Right now, we kept wondering, now that we are wonderheads in our own way, right? With having lost most of the hair and all of that, we are the wonderheads. Now we keep wondering, who were better people? The person who withstood all of that, smiled at us when we actually teased him, and continued his life and running an orphanage, or we who physically ended up like him ultimately, and we haven't reached there at all, right? So these are some basic questions that we are going to ask today, right? We are going to ask fundamental questions like this, and then we come up with what is cyberbullying, because cyberbullying is a small part of our overall human behavior as such. Okay. Okay, let me put one step back, ask you different kind of questions. You don't have to answer because we know the answer already. How many of you spend more than 2 hours apart from your studies? Lot of us, almost all of us. Okay, if there is somebody who doesn't, then I'll be really surprised. How many of you have Facebook, Insta, Snapchat, chat, WhatsApp, all of them, right? In some form or the other, because Facebook doesn't allow under age people, so we would fudge our date of birth. Facebook doesn't ask for some kind of mm, proof, so we just go ahead and say that we are 30-year-olds, right? So we can just go ahead and register ourselves. Or how many of you download games or torrents? You know that you can watch all the movies and all of those things, pirated movies from here and there, and you can play all the games, right? So at least that one hacker in your team who downloads all of them and distributes, right? So he's the boss, right? He or she is the boss, right? So
Manoj.
because they know how to hack and get things around the back door and then get all of these, right? So I don't want to answer, you know who it is, right? We all know internally who it is. And if I am doing one, I know who it is, right? How many of you love technology in a real sense, not just talking about it? Love hacking. We are going to talk all of this. Okay, love hacking in the sense, there are two paths for everything in our life. There are two paths, right? One is the right path, another one may not be the right path. Which path are you taking while hacking? So there is a lot of things called as ethical hacking and all that. We'll see all of this today in the later session. Okay, why are we here today? We are going to learn advantages and disadvantages of internet. Most of it you would have known. We will only talk about the instances, examples, and all of that. And mostly we will talk about how to protect yourself while using the internet and computers as such. Okay, let us start with some of the stories. So I shared one story which was my very personal story, right? But these stories today are not going to be all these cartoons or love stories and all of that stuff, right? Okay, let me ask you this question. Last year, when I asked this question, almost 80% of the people raised their hands. Okay, because last year, around this time, this particular person was very well known. Now, looks like the word has forgotten. Do you know who is it? Anybody? So anyone knows who is this? Okay, I will tell you. This girl was known, of course, she was Sia Kakkar. She was a TikTok star. Imagine this. She was hardly 16-year-old. She had more than 1 million followers on TikTok, more than a lakh of followers on Instagram. Every single thing she did on her daily life, she would either do a TikTok video or put it on Instagram, and it used to be instant hit. She was what they call it as influencer in a real sense. Say, for example, if she actually took up a bottle of a drink today, that means there would the sales of that particular drink would go up. The advertisers would actually follow her and ask her to say wear this particular dress or wear this particular thing or show this on your screen, something of that sort. Can you imagine, at 16 she even had an assistant? She was not an actress, personal assistant, right? She was not an actress, she was not a singer, she was not a sports person, she was none of it. Huge attention, and you may never know what kind of pressure that got built up, because the moment you put up some content, you will not only just get appreciation, there are lots of people who would be waiting for to hurt you. A 16-year-old kid, like just exactly like the way you people are today, right? Almost like maybe 14 to 16 age group that you guys are, almost your age. Imagine the kind of pressure that she must be going through. She committed suicide. Nobody knew what was the reason, right? Or just look at this news story, right? Look at the date that we have got here. It was just 20 days back. This girl, if you look at it, she was a karate champion. Okay, she was a karate black belt or something like that, right? And uh, basically, because of somebody blackmailed her or trolled her, she killed herself, right? Or I will even tell you even more gruesome stories. when it all started way back, when all the emails and other things started, right? This was one of the earliest stories that started from 2002, 2004, right? This person called as Ariel Castro, uh, this person sent luring emails and all of them, and kidnapped women, kept them for almost 10, 12 years, right? You never know what all that those kids would have gone through. Just imagine that one girl was just 14-year-old when she was kidnapped, and when ultimately when she came out, she was a grown-up woman, has never seen the world for last 10, 12 years, right? And I told you the story of bullying, right? What we did to our friend Girish way back in when we were in school, it was bullying, right? What we did is that we actually teased people, completely becoming inhuman. We actually called him all names, and we were having fun at their expense. Now what has happened is that all of that has come online, and that, because it is online, visibility is more people have fun at your expense. It is going to be more and more painful for the person who's actually at the receiving end. So what it actually ends up is that it ends up not so well after all. But remember, you had fun, right? While calling somebody, or while teasing someone, while pulling somebody's legs. All it was all in fun, right? They should not have taken it all that serious, right? But they did. Where did it end? At least these people that I have listed out there are the names that are already there in public domain, right? They are there in the public domain. That's why I am able to list them with their photos and all of that, because you are not just hearing them as stories, but you can actually associate a photo. A girl exactly of your age, like Hannah Smith, right? Because of somebody ask.fm social networking site, people started taunting her, exactly of your age. Where does this end, right? Or the other extreme, that we see so many things as new, right? Trying out new things, right? A girl, a 12-year-old girl watched some serial or some kind of video where this particular character was trying to hang himself or herself, and she wanted to try it out on camera. Do you guys remember one game that had come in a couple of years back called as the Blue Whale Challenge?
Blue Whale. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can one of you explain what it
Sir.
was? While I take a sip of my from my tea, who can explain what was Blue Whale Challenge, especially for the older people out here? They may not be knowing what is Blue Whale Challenge. Anyone?
Suicide challenge game, sir.
Sorry?
It is
It's
a
a
suicide challenge game.
No, just they won't say that, okay, can you go ahead and commit suicide, right? What would they do? What they would do,
Sir, they would to tell
They
to do
would
like
say
that,
to
like
jump
this.
from the
And
terrace.
no, okay. So I'll tell you. What they would do is that they would actually get in touch with through the social network. It could be through Facebook, many of them, Snapchat, many of them, right? And then they would actually start with this game. They will start putting small kind of tasks. Okay, go and steal 100 rupees from your dad. Could be a small challenge. Okay, your dad or mom is trusting enough, so that's okay. Easier task, and then that gets praised in a group of circle of friends, so-called friends, right? So this kind of challenge keeps on increasing over 50 days. And you can imagine a person who would have gone through, a child who would have gone through 40, 50 days of such challenge. Mentally, they are already tuned to win the next challenge. And the last one being actually pricking a kind of a, you can see here, a kind of a whale mark on that is imprinted on your hand or something like that, and then asking someone to kill themselves. Now some mentally kind of crooked guy, a perverted mind sitting somewhere in deep Russia created this game. And guess what? That person and his immediate gang was caught, put behind bars. But because it was socially already there were so many perverted people that were sitting across the globe. Most of them picked it up, kept the game alive. Hundreds of teens died doing this. Such a waste of life. Such a waste of life. Imagine what would have happened to the parents, the near and dear ones. Okay, we can understand COVID and such kind of things. Yes, these things happen, but something like this, how stupid can it be? Right? Now you think about stupidity, but when person is actually pulled into that, that is very, very bad. Another approach called as Rockdale gang, right? This was in Manchester, England. 47 girls were actually kidnapped or trafficked under this particular thing. Everything was conducted online. People were stalked. Kids were stalked on social media. They were all picked up at different places because you know what? I am going to say that, okay, you know what? I'm going to go to 100 feet road today and have a coffee at or an ice cream at this particular parlor. I'm going to advertise. So I don't realize that there are so many people lurking around who are exactly looking for these kinds of stuff. It's no longer for personal information anymore, right? So these are the kinds of things. Okay, let me jump onto a totally different topic. All of you got emails now. You got WhatsApp as well. So you typically these kinds of emails that I have got. This is a real snippet of email I have got. It is not Googled around and all of that, right? So here somebody says there is Luke Oil. So I just won 500,000 GBP, which is one pound is around 100 odd rupees. So I'm talking about 5 crores. I just won, people, right? So all Fazal, who's our president, is here. He's also going to ask me what is the international Rotary International contribution out of that, right? Or think about this. Reserve Bank of India sent me an email asking me to fill out my details because my details were not right with RBI and return it immediately. They are asking all the types of questions like my account and all those things, which is not properly filled it up at Reserve Bank of India. What is the problem in these two emails?
They are asking information, sir.
Yeah, but very true. If at all I have won 5 crores, shouldn't I give them my information to transfer where the money has to come?
They will hack your account, sir.
No. Why would they hack? They are a good people, man. Look at that. It is Luke Oil or RBI, Reserve Bank of India is sending. Why should they be cheating me? Tell me.
Sir, it may be a fake ID.
Sorry?
It's a fake ID, sir, maybe.
How do
It
you
may
know?
be a fake ID.
Now, how do you know? It says Reserve Bank of India. Why should that?
Check, sir. There is no
No, I marked it as spam. I'm not a right guy. I marked it as spam.
Sir, they never send like this.
Sorry? I couldn't hear you. Can you read this? What is the Reserve Bank of India is one of the most strongest central bank in the world, right? Fourth or fifth, it stands in the world. I'm sure they can afford a good email ID, correct?
Yes,
Which
sir.
costs around 300, 400 rupees. 123 at 123653 or Microsoft.com via this one. Naturally, they can afford a better email ID than this. Correct?
Yes, sir.
నాకేం తెలుసు నాకు ఇది ఉంది
Yeah. Or the
Yes,
same one,
sir.
right? But
సరే
then,
అరవై
sorry, somebody speaking? Okay. So Chris and Colin, why? Okay. So these people, again, now this time they are talking about how much? 10 million. No, 1 million GBP, that is 10 crores. So totally I have got 15 crores. Right now, and they are even sharing their phone number and email ID and all of that, right? Now, this is very important. So I should be able to get going out there, right? All these are predominantly what is called as phishing attacks. Okay, so the phishing attacks that does not start with what you learned as phishing in your school. It doesn't start with F, but it starts with PH. These are attempts to get your own intimate details, like a bank account, very, very personal details like bank account or your number, all those parts of it. And once they do, they keep making sure that they keep getting in touch with you and make sure that you fall and prey. But remember, funny thing is, you might feel that this is okay. You can imagine that this is easily recognized as spam, so why should you respond? But even till today, lot of people of a little older age and all of that, or possibly different type of social fabric, they fall prey for this. So it is not only important that you are aware of what is right and what is wrong, you also talk to your social circle, your grandparents possibly, because nowadays thanks to COVID and all of that, everything is going online, right? Lot of people would be getting in touch. So you should be aware that even they should be taught about what to accept, what not to accept. Okay, but in any case, this is all fair, right? So we all know that anything of this sort, right? It could be a bad, vulgar, sexual emails that you send, you can land in jail. Remember, these are considered as adult crimes. Even though you are younger, if you try to do something like that, you will be caught and put behind bars. But let me try and play a prank, guys. Okay, now let me do one thing. Narsi is my dear friend. Okay, but I am he's very, very famous, right? So what I'm going to do is that hack his email ID, or I will say put myself as Narsi in the to list and send it an email, a very, very mischievous email to someone. Should be fine, right? Nobody will come to know.
Sanjay.
Right? If or one day he came to my my home and he used his email ID, so I know what all is his password, so I'm going to actually hack into his email ID and send someone an email. Nobody will come to know, right? Okay, I'll create a new email ID itself in his name and send it. It should be fine.
They will know, sir.
How? Because I am using Narsi's name, and how will they know?
We
IP address.
before creating email ID, we will give all the information, sir, like phone number.
Yeah, I will
Or
give
address.
phone number, or I will just Google some phone number and give some phone number.
IP address.
Okay, what is IP address? IP address, what does it mean? Do one thing. So in Google, what is your IP? You type that and you will get to know an IP address, right? Disconnect from internet, connect again, your IP address will change. So how will this work? Let me explain you. Okay, let us quickly look at how does internet work. Okay, now what happens is, when you look at this, right, when you open your email or sorry, browser, your machine, right, your computer or your mobile phone, any digital equipment today has what is called as MAC ID, or your mobile has what is called as EMI number. Okay, these are very, very unique numbers. You cannot be replicated. Like your laptop has a motherboard which has a unique number embedded into it. Nobody else can replicate that because it has been put by manufacturers themselves. Now, when you open up the browser and you say that, okay, visit, say, google.com or say rotaryindiranagar.org, right? Now, what happens is, in this case, that rotaryindiranagar.org goes to your operating system, which is your Windows or iOS or whatever it is. Then it actually goes and connects to what is called as a DNS server, or your converts that into your ISV, internet server service provider. The internet service providers could be BSNL, Airtel, Jio, ACT, ACT, any of those, right? Now, these guys will connect to what is called as data name servers. Okay. Now, what happens is that these guys say that, okay, if it is rotaryindiranagar.org, then there is a unique number associated with it, as you can see here, 63.115.78.98. This is unique identification for Rotary Indiranagar. Now, that is what is called as IP. It is Internet Protocol. Okay. Now, you know that rotaryindiranagar.org actually exists in this particular server, which has this unique identity. And then that number goes to the World Wide Web. It fetches the data and then gives it back to your page. But while doing so, your browser, your ISP will get the information about who is accessing it, where are they accessing it from, what time, date, all that timestamp as they call it, and even the MAC ID in many of the cases, right? They all have that information. And your machine also keeps storing these histories. Even though you go and clear your histories, a lot of times, a lot of these things are stored as either cookies or various ways. Okay, let me give you continue the example, right? So when I send that email, I said I'm going to send it as Narsi, right? I will send this email, right? Now, what is called as an email header, which goes as a hidden thing. Without this, no email is accepted. Look at this. This is the actual email that I have got. I opened it. Look at this, what all it contains. This is my email ID. I received it through this particular IP address. Okay, received on this particular SMTP ID, blah, blah, blah. Info at Lukoil. Remember, Lukoil had sent me 5 crores. Now they actually got it from aprillondon.02.net on this day. And these are the domain. And this is the IP address that they had. The client who sent it had this particular IP address. If I want, I can actually go behind these, go to the local police station there into, for example, London. I can initiate a case and get them behind bars. I even know which email client they used, like Microsoft Outlook Express, this version. Even that information is going there. Okay, now let me talk about one brilliant individual. Okay, so he was he wanted to like play a prank, and you know what he did? He sent an email threat to President of India. A youth from Indore College named as Shulabh Goyal sent a threatening email to President of India. Thought that he's hacked an email ID, so he will not be caught. He was caught and sentenced to jail. Right? Okay, let me come to another story. Now, in one of the schools here in Bangalore, a very mischievous email was sent in the name of a boy to another girl in the same class. Okay, and it was a very, very nasty one. Unfortunately for that particular prankster, that the kid in the name which the email was sent was my son. So what we did is that immediately in the next part is that I looked at what was and my son was with me in remote Cherrapunji at the time when that happened. So there was no connectivity also. There was no way that even if he wanted to send, there was no connectivity also. Remote living bridges of Cherrapunji. If you just look at it, you will find it on Google. It is very, very fascinating word. No connectivity with outside world at all. So we were there. So immediately we knew that somebody was playing a prank. All that I did was that originating IP address, then went through who is sent and all of that, where was the boundary, all of that information. Next step, if you look at it, I got to know that where the entire hop took place, it was from a BSNL user. Okay, and what time did they log in and log out? And all that I had to do was get the phone number, which I even did. And I approached the school and told the principal that here is what has happened. I gave the email that was sent through my son's email ID, and to the child whom it was sent. We made sure that we spoke to her as well, told her that it was not my son because he was not physically present. That child also agreed that yes, I was also wondering why my son would do this, because he's a good friend. But anyway, what we did is that now the principal asked, okay, can you please share the number of this particular child so that we can reprimand? Because they wanted to set a very, very important lesson to everybody. I said no. I did not share the information to anyone. I said instead, I will conduct these introduction sessions where we will come to know that these kinds of things happen every day, every school. Instead of falling prey to that and ruining a kid's life, if at all I had gone ahead and shared that information, what all could have happened? The school might have warned that person, warned the parents, or restricted that. That kid's life would have got completely spoiled. The parents would have lost faith. For what? The kid thought that person is doing a very, very intelligent thing. The reason why I am doing this to especially 9th and 10th kids is that we are just understanding, because of the growth that we are having, hormones that we are having, we are just understanding our gender differences. The kids that we used to play around are now being recognized as a boy or a girl, right? We are slowly recognizing that, and that is not a thing to play around with. It is just there. They are good friends, and if they are friends out here, they are friends for life. We can tell you at this particular age, the people that you make in the school, they stay with you forever. Don't spoil that with all these kinds of things, right? Regardless of whatever you become a success or a failure, the kids or the friends that you made in school remain with you no matter what, right? So do not get into any of those things. That is the whole part of it. Now, what are you? Why are you in such kind of risk? Let us look at that. Okay, for example, identity theft in Facebook or Insta or email, right? So people can immediately start taking advantage of what all information you are sharing. Sexting, okay, so which is basically an extremely dangerous. You think that it might be a joke, that you are sending some vulgar text message that came as a forward, for example, or a joke, right? It might land you into trouble, right? Or cyberbullying, we went through this and we saw the impact as well. viruses, right? So what happens is that when you are downloading the games or sharing the torrent, remember there is nothing called as a free lunch out there, except if it is given by Rotary Indiranagar. Okay, so if you think about it, look at this. If somebody is giving you something free, there is some inherent message. There is some inherent, what do you say, they want to take advantage of you. If a political party wants to give you something free, that means, okay, they are after your or your parents' votes. If a religious institution wants to give it something free, you know the meaning of that, right? So every single thing out there has something or the other. So when you are distributing some free content, a movie or a game free out there, what is their motive? Naturally to get some information, some personal information, some bank account number, something that can help them over a period of time. If it gets distributed for millions of people across the world, at least even 500 people or 1,000 people fall prey for it, good enough, right? It's good for life, right? So you have to be extremely careful on that. Personal information abuse. Okay, so I spoke about that as well, right? I'm going to go to Indiranagar 100 feet road and have ice cream at this. I'm announcing it. So the moment I do it, there are other people who might be lurking around and know about this, right? And other things called as grooming. Okay, remember this. I hope and I'm sure your parents, your teachers would have told you, regardless of whether you are a boy or a girl, if some adult or somebody else is making deliberate attempt to touch you, contact you, touch you, or in a physical terms, now you are at an age where you can know that what is a good touch and what is a bad touch. You should also know what is a good touch and a bad touch even online as well. If somebody is trying to ping you and you do not know that person, somebody now today what they do is that they lock their profile and send an invite. That's the most stupidest thing to do, because if at all you have locked, I do not even know what you are. And then they will keep a name, that cool Spider-Man. Okay, cool Spider-Man, why will he send a friend request to me? Right? So there are all these kinds of things that happen, right? And another thing is internet addiction. Every 2 minutes we will go and check what is the message, who has sent a message, what has happened on Facebook, what has happened on Snapchat, or what has happened on Instagram. Now you are completely at risk. At the age where you could actually create wonders, you would be whiling away your time on absolutely information that is of no use. Instead, be addicted to, say, TED Talks, research papers. There are very, very funny things there. I'm not saying be a nerd or something like that. When you get into this world, there are absolutely brilliant, brilliant stories, right? Of all types, whether it is science or history or every single thing. It's very, very funny, very, very interesting, right? Same thing, being exposed to extreme content, right? So some people might be saying that, okay, you know what? Oh, there was an accident, and did you see the video where accident happened and the persons that happened here in Bangalore itself, North Bangalore, a person's half body was cut because of some vehicle went over, and that person was still talking, and instead of actually helping that person, right at his last moment, people were actually recording it and circulated in social media, right? This might be shocking and all of that at this age. When you go through such kind of content, and even your brothers and sisters who are younger, or neighbors, kids that are around you, when they go through that, these images stay on very, very long time, and they actually define what kind of person you become later on, right? Now the financial cheating may not be immediately for you, but even today what happens, that the kids get access to the parents credit card for some small transactions. Oh, okay, you know what, I want to order something in Swiggy, I want to order this on that, right? Now, in an attempt to make you aware, people, parents give that. But the problem is that there might be a lot of times, if you go and enter your details in a wrong place, you might actually defrauded, your parents might be defrauded. Okay, how the bad guys catch you, I just spoke about it. Email forwards like what you saw. Okay, games downloads, images with links. Never click images which come with links, right? Unless you know the source, right? Social media friend requests which are not known to you. How to protect yourself? Okay, this is a very, very important thing. Limit your identification details, right? Your age, your school, your place of birth, or your relations. Do not expose it to everyone. Okay, set up a new email account and complex password. Never put a simple you know what, there used to be a virus called as NIMDA virus. It became so drastic. It hit many big corporates, and a lot of people lost a lot of money and all of that data. You know what was that NIMDA virus was for? Can you read it in reverse? It is admin. Lot of people put the reverse of admin as the password, and this virus was only using wherever admin has named NIMDA as the password, would just encroach and get in there and spoil all the data. Just imagine. Be choosy about accepting your friends, which we spoke about. Be cautious of third-party applications, which we spoke about. If you do not know what those are, you know that today, as if you are reading up emails and all of that, very unique spywares like Pegasus. At least Pegasus is a very highly paid software, so people may not be going after it. But there are huge number of such kind of spywares that are there that keep looking at your content, your access to your phones, access to your photos, all of these, right? And then avoid user generated spam. What I meant by that is, for example, there are lots of things which keep coming as a forwards to WhatsApp. Okay, never ever forward a WhatsApp or any kind of message that you have not verified. First thing is verify the content. If the verification, Google today offers many like Alt News, and there are so many of them, right? Make sure that they are validated, and then once they are validated, make sure that the person who sent it, that person is already warned, because a lot of them say, oh, forwarded as received. It doesn't absolve you from the guilt or the thing, right? You cannot commit a murder and say that, oh, it was just told me, I was told that I have to commit a murder. It doesn't make sense. The reason is, when these kinds of user generated spam happens, many places people die. I'm not mincing words, people die. I will tell you a couple of examples. One, here in Chickpet area, two of the visitors who were from different place, they were not dressed what we see as the regular dresses here, and they were quite literally in the middle of a street in the broad daylight. People hacked them to death because they thought that they are there to kidnap children. Okay, same thing happened when Dubai returned. Very educated people were traveling through North Karnataka. They stopped at a place, okay, and then there were kids, and this man who was going to his friend's place had some chocolates in his car. He just offered that as a goodwill because there were small children in a village. The villagers attacked and killed that person. because there was a WhatsApp forward that somebody offers a chocolate and kidnaps children, right? So of course that person had no business offering some kind of sweets to unknown people. He had no business to do that. But at the same time, these kinds of things, right? So when you are forwarding something which you are not aware of, be extremely aware of it. Then continuing that, set up your privacy settings, right? Do not send every single detail like date of birth, your place of birth, all of these to anybody. Nobody is required to know, right? The people who are close to you will remember your birthday and they will wish you. Okay. And don't broadcast your schedule, which I showed. Be wary of geographical networks. Hello? Somebody said something? Okay, hold on for next 3 minutes. I will almost, I'm at the end of it. Okay, there are lot of local geographical networks within, say, for example, Indiranagar, there will be networks who are only lurking around to do this, right? Ask your parents to check their credit report very, very regularly. Somebody might have actually flicked their account. Okay, now, anyway, Facebook and Instagram and all of that, always use HTTPS connection. Never go with the normal one. Okay, use your Insta, and all the apps have security settings today of who can see what kind of information. Use login approvals and login notifications. It is a simple setup. If you are giving a phone number and say that, okay, inform me when somebody logs in, even if you do not know somebody logs in, you will get a SMS, right? Opting out from, now I think Facebook has just disabled that facial recognition feature. Logging in from the facial recognition, don't go for it. Removing your name and profile picture from social ads, right? Using one-time password so that every time you log in, there are passwords generated. Recovering a hacked account, make sure that you give an alternative email ID, which you keep it to very, very close to your heart, so that even if it gets hacked, you can change it back into this. Okay, always log out if at all it is not your personal device. Okay, this I already spoke about. Okay, let us end with a question. A question which we have been asked by our parents, neighbors, or even the uncle at a walking park, to teachers, to every single person. Be responsible, right? But what is responsibility? Can anyone tell me what is responsibility? Be responsible in answering.
Taking care of our own security.
No, that is being cautious. What is responsibility?
Which you take on our name?
What is that? I didn't understand.
To take care of our own things.
No, that is being cautious, right?
So responsibility is like we should be taking on ourselves. So
Okay.
Duty. Sir, responsibility means a duty, sir.
Now, okay. Let me tell you. Okay. Now you are walking there on a street, and then there are a couple of dogs that are behind you. You pick up a stone and try to throw as if you are scaring them, and they run away. What was the action there? Action was you picking up a stone, correct? What was the response of the dog? Either they come and try to bite you or they run away, right? They have only two choices of response, correct? Okay. Now, the dog did not think that, oh, okay, tomorrow at 3 o'clock, again, this person is going to come on the same street. Let me plan and bite him or her. Did the dog think about it? It does not have the capability to think like that. But as humans, whenever there is an action, we have ability to choose the best response. So what is a responsibility? It is ability to respond in the right way. If there is something that happens, there is always an option to choose a response, right? Somebody sends me, okay, somebody shows off that I have 1,000 friends. So that doesn't mean that my response should be, okay, I will show you that I have 1,100 friends wherein I hardly know 10 of them out of 1,100. Doesn't make sense. That may not be my responsibility. My ability to respond is on completely basis of how do I or what response do I choose. For example, all the examples you gave, like taking care of things. So that means if you are in a risk of losing something, if you are at a risk of losing something, you are proactively choosing to take care of your things is your responsibility, ability to respond. Apply that to every single thing out there. You will be able to understand that you have to choose your responses right. You all know him, right? Of course, it is written there. So I am a big Spider-Man fan, Spider-Man and Batman, right? I'm still am. Now, what did he say? With great powers come great responsibility. Now, remember one thing. Do you realize that by giving internet access to internet, even though you are not at the right age, your parents have given you big responsibility. Okay, now it is your choice or your ability to respond. Can you respond well to the faith or the kind of trust your parents have put in you? Can you do that? Thank you. Now open for questions. Okay, exactly 1 hour I finished.
All students, anyone who wants to ask a question, please either put in the chat box or you can raise your hand and ask. Unmute yourself, of course. I'm quite sure you'll be having a lot of questions and doubts, so you can please.
Yes, Khushbu, go ahead. Yes, Tarun.
Gautam, you can go ahead and ask your question.
So what is brute force attack?
Okay, nice, good question. See, what happens is, see, ultimately when you put up a password, right? So in a particular email ID, for example, right? Now, what is the chances? What kind of password would you put in? The password would be within A to Z, combination of capital letters and A to Z, and then 0 to 9. What they do is that there are these hacking programs that actually randomly generate based on your information. Say, for example, your name or place of birth, to your pet's name, to your mom and dad's name, to your town and city that you are. So based on that, they will randomly generate those passwords and keep hitting continuously at the software that you are using. For example, email. Now, if your email provider is not good enough, this can be broken in a few days. These are called as bots. These are robots. These are not humans trying to do it. That means millions of password combinations are generated every single second and continuously tried at. So that means this actually are the things which can actually break. Okay, so this is called as brute force attack. right? So if at all your provider, say for example, a lot of them after 3 attempts or 4 attempts, if at all it doesn't go through, then they block for a few hours, right? Especially your banking account. That is what happens. So that's the first part. Good question. Go ahead, Naveen.
Sir, how does the hackers get to know our password, sir?
Sorry, I couldn't make the question, please.
How does the hackers get to know our password, sir?
Okay, so if see, the point is that there are hundreds of thousands of ways to actually hack. Okay, for example, I will quickly show you. You know that this is like I have been in the IT industry for last 30 to 33 years. Okay, I started my first company when I was 18-year-old, and I wrote my first program of virus antivirus program called as CBrain. Okay, the virus name was CBrain in 1988-89. Okay. Now, in spite of me being so careful and all of that, this is what happened to me last year, rather 2 years back, 3 years back, 2017. At night, 1:43 a.m., it started with within 10 minutes, you can see that US dollars, euros, and all these are euros. Okay, so there are some kind of Myanmar currencies. All these was used in Walmart, Steam Games, all these various places, right? Dollar General. You can see that there are huge number of transactions within 10 minutes. More than 3 lakhs was already taken out of my account, in spite of being extremely careful. So what happens is that there are hackers all around. So what I had done was that in India, most of the banks and credit cards and all of these providers have what is called as insurance against these kinds of activities. So if you are careful, you can immediately raise a flag and you can recover most of this money back, right? As I did, I recovered every single penny out of this, right? SBI card was very, very helpful. And there is even here in Bangalore, there is Cyber Police Station, which is in Ashok Nagar near the near Palace Road. Okay, so they are extremely friendly, very, very nice atmosphere. They understand what do we mean by this. You can just go ahead, put up a FIR, immediately they give you a response. Make sure that these are actually sent to the necessary people and you can recover, right? So hackers can do lot more things. For example, a simple, you go to a website and something comes up saying that, okay, you know what, Microsoft identifies there is a virus on your computer, and Microsoft has asked you to click here to go through. Microsoft or Google or Facebook never do that. They will never do such a kind of thing. If there is any update, they will immediately distribute it free. Like just a week back or 10 days back, there was one issue Microsoft found as a loophole which was being used by some of the hackers. It actually released a patch for across the globe free of cost, right? So there are many ways hackers can get in. There is no one way, right? Okay, somebody else raised the hand.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Sure.
So, if you travel in an aeroplane and we have the boarding passes, we throw the boarding passes which has QR code. That QR code have our all details, right, sir?
Yeah.
Where do we throw them, sir?
Okay, so first thing is, I wouldn't, because my accounting guys won't allow me, because then they will not allow me to claim the money back, right? Anyway, so if you look at it, the PNR number and all of that are already available out there on a global GDS is what is called as Global Distribution Service. which has all these information logged in anyway, right? Apart from your name and your seating details, it won't contain much of the details. So at most somebody can only get to know your source and destination and the date that you traveled, all of that through any of these QR codes or your information on that. Barring that, no other information actually goes through, because none of these are stored in the GDS. Your payment details and all of that won't be stored.
Sir, this is a one question off topic. Do you know hacking, sir?
Sorry?
Do you know hacking?
That's a funny question to ask, because see, what happens is hacking is a very, very generic term, right? So there are ethical ways of hacking. For example, what we do is that we have, if you, in your term, we have a team of, in our company, we have a team of almost around 8 to 9 guys who, quote unquote, in your question, they do hacking for their salaries. Okay, they are called as quality assurance guys, quality engineers. Now their job is to, when we develop software, they actually test our software for vulnerabilities. Somebody can hack in, somebody can give easy passwords, or somebody can actually do a what is called as DDoS. Okay, denial of service is called as DOS attack. All these kinds of attacks they check. These are called as ethical hacking as well, right? So there are tools which you can use to check whether your software you have written is proper or not. So hacking is a very, very generic. So there is ethical way of doing it, because say, for example, if you are developing a software like the way we did for some banks, naturally we have to make sure that our software is extremely sturdy and reliable, right? So otherwise people will start losing money. So we'll have to do what hackers would otherwise try and do. Yeah.
Class arama.
Okay, sure, you announce that. Okay, next question, guys.
Sir, Akshaya has a question. Can you see that on the chat, Sanjay?
Okay, somebody has said some days back, same thing happened to my parents and they happened to lose 60,000. So what you could do is that if they lost, detail it out in a clear letter of how that happened, and go to the cyber police station near Ashok Nagar. Okay, it is near this next to, it is, how do I say it? It is in Ashok Nagar. You can put it on Google Maps. You'll get to know. It is cyber police station. You can actually go there and put that up as an application, and they will immediately start guiding you how to do it. Right. So first thing is that you have to register a FIR, send the FIR copy to your bank, legally telling them that you have registered a FIR and that amount is not by your approval. So you will have to reverse that particular transaction. They will take some days based on what kind of transaction. For example, the thing that I showed you there, they took almost around 3 to 4 months to, but it doesn't take one single stretch. A lot of things keep coming back to our account. So they do a proper job of every single transaction and they keep reversing all the money. There are many messages come in WhatsApp, like some girl's name and she's committed suicide. If you don't send it to 20 people, your parents will die. Okay, so this was the similar question last time also asked. Okay, funny thing is, way back when we were kids in school, the similar kind of thing used to come in, asking somebody to send you, I don't know if you guys even seen that. There used to be this 15 paise postcard. I think they have made it 1 rupee or 2 rupees. I don't know if postcards are still existing. So they would say that write it in 15 postcards and do this. Okay. So remember, rational thinking is extremely important when you are growing up. Common sense is the most important thing. If someone says that by doing this activity, okay, if I send this activity, some God is going to give us something. Does it mean that God is watching all your Google Gmails and all of that stuff? He or she doesn't have any other job, right? So to say that, okay, oh, you know what? Deepa sent 10 while Jahnavi sent it to only 9 people. So let me reduce this particular thing. Does it even make sense? Apply your common sense. Do not believe these kinds of things. These are for predominantly to get information or extract information or just as a prank, right? Don't go for such kind of things.
Naveen raised your hand. Naveen, go ahead. Ask a question, please, Naveen.
Sir, can we protect our phones or computers by hacking?
Sorry, I couldn't understand the question.
Sir, some people will hack our mobiles or laptops, sir. Can we protect from that?
Yeah, so see, as I said, right, there are multiple ways. First thing is, there are many antivirus software there. There are firewall software there. Make sure that you from the for example, in my case, I have the one which is provided by Windows itself. I do not use anything else. That itself is good enough because I do not go and download illegal software. I do not play games that is distributed free and all of that. I don't play games. That's a different game. So I do not receive any illegal or some forwards that are coming in with some attachments. I do not visit any illicit websites and all of that stuff. Simple. So thereby you are protected automatically.
Sanjay, probably two-step verification process also.
Yeah, absolutely. So there are multiple ways of protecting your own identity, right? So I spoke about that in a list of things. So I just spoke about black hat hackers and white hat hackers are nothing else but what kind of ethical route that you take. Okay. How to keep a mail ID safe. Yeah, as I said, do not keep giving the mail ID to every other place which asks you to register. Okay, so that means you are distributing your information free to everybody else, right? Especially on email, what happens, or Android and all kind of devices. As soon as you go to a website, it says, okay, sign in using your Google. So you say yes. So automatically you are sharing. Of course, you are not sharing your login and password, but email ID definitely goes along with that, with a single sign-on key, what is called as key, right? So those informations people can start misusing. Now, what happens as the things are improving? So, for example, let me give you a simple test. Okay, you know that Facebook and Google are competitors. They are two different rival companies. We all agree with this. Okay, Google does not have anything to do with Facebook. Go to google.com, search for an item, say for example vacuum cleaner, so that we can remain safe, right? None of you want to actually search for vacuum cleaner. Go and search vacuum cleaner and then log into your Facebook ID from the same system, same browser. Log into your Facebook. You will start seeing Facebook giving vacuum cleaners as advertisements on your screen. Why does this happen? What happens is a lot of these people are storing something called as cookies on your local device. So these things are taken up by others ethically, unethically, paid as advertisement, or many other ways, right? They get that information and cross use it for sending. Facebook, Google, all of these guys are giving you, again, remember, free. Now, when they are giving you free information, how are they going to make money? By selling your information, right? Only way they can make money is by selling your information. If Google says that, okay, somebody say, for example, they just search for vacuum cleaner today. If it can give that information to Facebook, Facebook has advertisers who are paying Facebook to say that, okay, here are vacuum cleaners. Facebook is making money, Google is making money, hence Facebook and Google are able to give you free content. But everyone out there may not be doing an ethical business with this information. So you'll have to be very careful. How to find out if there is any hacking application downloaded? As I said, there are multiple antivirus software that are there. That's the only way. And plus, you can also keep monitoring your task task manager like this. You can see my screen. These task managers are there. You can keep seeing what all are running, different types of things that are running. If something that is running that you do not know, right? If you are not aware of some things that are running here, then you can be very, very cautious about who is running what and all of that stuff. To keep. Okay, so there is something called as dark web. Okay, so that's a completely different topic altogether. It is a parallel, virtually parallel universe that happens. Possibly once you become a little older, and I can talk about that to you legally, then I will definitely do that.
Okay, Gautam, you raised your hand. Go ahead and ask a question.
Sir, hello, sir. So once I heard a story about a hacker. He said that he was doing something like name as pin testing. Like he was just hacking some websites and finding a bug, reporting to the website admin, and was getting a reward. So how does it work and how does he can do it, sir?
Yeah. So what happens is that, as I said, hacking has both legal as well as illegal paths, right? So there are lots of people.
So he was saying that it was.
Go ahead.
Hello. So he was saying that it was actually illegal, but later it became illegal. He was saying like that only.
No. Ethical hacking is a concept that has been existing for a very long time. Okay. Way back in early 2000s, or no, I think even in 90s. This guy, I will tell you his name. Barnaby Jack. Okay, so Google search. It's a very, very interesting name. He became a legend. He's kind of a cult hero of ethical hacking. You know what he did? I think early 90s or something like that, even before the internet or around the time internet and all of that had come. In a huge conference, he arranged an ATM machine of a very well-known bank across the globe. Okay. And what he did is that right in front of everybody, he made sure that he hacked into that and got every single penny that was already stored in the ATM machine out of it and showed the currency to the world. That they said if they are connected machines, they can be hacked. And then that is when the concept of ethical hacking came up. Okay, people charge millions of dollars by big enterprises to make sure that these ethical hackers are paid to see how their systems can be looked at and gotten into. Okay, so go through that. Barnaby Jack, I think he passed away a few years back, but he's a legend. Yeah, Amulya.
Sir,
Amulya,
how do we know that our mail ID is hacked or our account is hacked? Sir?
so keep an eye on that. Say, for example, if there is some suspicious things that are happening, for example, you try to log in and then it says that a lot of them, right? For example, Gmail and all of that. If you are regularly logging in from a particular device or something like that, and you try to log in from a different device, it actually sends you a message that you try to log in from this IP address. Be very, very aware of those kinds of things, right? Second thing is that keep an eye on sent items if there are somebody who is actually using it, or keep an eye on unread messages. Keep a kind of a memory of what was the last read message, so that if any other emails that are already read that you have not gone in and checked, so that means somebody else is spooking around you. So there are multiple ways of finding it out like this. Okay, anybody else? I don't know what is botnet, but what is a bot? Bot is nothing but a short form for a robot. Okay, now what has happened is that a physical robot is usually a machine, right? So you would see that in movies and all of that, a robot coming in and all of that, right? While on a software part of it, they call it as bots. Okay, so now what happens is that these are again piece of software which actually can do a lot of millions of transactions or actions within a short period of time, right? So that is the kind of thing that that it does.
Okay, this is a interesting question on the chat box.
Can you share some information about the biggest hacker who hacked NASA sitting in her aunt's house? Unfortunately, I do not have that information. So I'll have to hack through his aunt's machine and find it out. So there are many stories, but yeah.
Sir, are the hackers trained?
Are the hackers trained? They are self-trained, right? And it is always it's a cat and mouse game, right? So people keep coming out with different ways of hacking, and people in firewall and all of that, they keep coming out with different ways of safeguarding. So it's a continuous cat and mouse game. I call it as Tom and Jerry, right? Using temporary mails safe. So see, the point is very simple. If at all you are using temporary mails, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, how will they get in touch with you, right? So that's the but yes, temporary emails for unknown websites, sure, you can as well go ahead, as long as you don't use the same one for any important actions. So that's a good option. Why do hackers use only PC or laptop to hack? Nothing like that. Mobiles are hacked. Every single thing is hackable because ultimately it's a software. Today, you know that iOS and all of that are hacked. In fact, to an extent that even if two people having Pegasus spyware that is installed, and that installation can happen even with a missed call apparently, right? So if they are already installed on your system, so if I have it and Narsi has Pegasus installed, even if we are not even using our mobiles, and if we come near to each other, whatever we are talking also can be actually captured by the device, even though it is not in use, and sent back to the people who are spying at a backdoor upload. What is that? Kali Linux? I don't know Kali Linux. Okay.
Another question over here is which are the common cyber attacks?
There are every time there are many things.
Yeah.
Right? So it used to be earlier Friday the 13th virus. There are many things. It's a continuous struggle with virus, antivirus, and this. People are sending it through apps, through every single thing, right? So one of the days I can show you, India has become a crime capital, especially phishing capital of the world.
Oh.
There are hundreds of people working in remote call centers, okay, who are only doing this. In one of the days, I can show you even the capture of such kind of. There are ethical hackers who hacked into back into these kinds of spammers or other scammers and recorded their videos and all of that, right? So it's an extremely interesting discussion for sure. How will we be able to know it's a fake ID? Fake ID for what? Is it for invitation, email? It depends upon this. Use your common sense. If it is your friend, just call that person up. Ask whether is this the ID that you have. For example, last week we were discussing with another group, right? We said there is, say, for example, there is one gentleman called as Rotarian Manoj. He's a very, very famous person in our group, right? We see that every month or alternate month, somebody or other tries to imitate his Facebook ID and tries to create a fake ID. So the moment I see another Manoj sending an invite to me to become a friend, I call him up asking, Manoj bhai, have you started a new ID? He says, no, please report it and block it. So we report it and block it. Again, next month, another one will try. Does hacking someone's websites without permission saying the problem their website is legal? It depends. It depends. Unless you are taking advantage of it and made some money or did some illegal thing, then it goes in different kind of thing. Try doing that on an RBI website. They may not particularly like it as well. Okay, so I think we are.
I think, yeah, we are coming to towards the end of the program. So I think this question has been answered, Yashash. Is hacking good or bad? I think he's answered it a couple of times.
Depends upon how do you want to use it. Responsibility, remember, we just defined it. Okay, sure, thank you.
Yeah, I think we'll close the session. It's about 1.5 hours since we started. Narsi, would you like to give a vote of thanks, please?
Yeah, would be.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon,
I'm
ma'am.
Monica.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello.
Monica, ma'am, go ahead.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for this brainstorming session. We are so proud that our Rotary Club Indiranagar is one of the most vibrant Rotary clubs in the world. Hello.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah. So, sir, Mr. Sanjay, sir, has explained in a very beautiful way. Today, the session was very, very interesting. And he started by giving the example of Wonderhead, how prams, that is fun, which will lead to suicide, that it leads to sorrow. And also I went back to my school days. Actually, that was bullying. I started recalling many stories when I was a teacher. And then sir also narrated live stories, which were very effective. He also explained about the bullying behavior. There are two paths, right and wrong, advantages and disadvantages of internet, how to protect yourself, very beautifully explained. And taking live stories of Sia Kakar, karate girl. Then he explained who was Ariel Castro, who kidnapped Gina. Then the Blue Whale Challenge. I also was aware of this game. And Rochdale Gang, who kidnapped 47 girls. All this, live stories, and it was a very beautifully explained. And so because of these incidences, our students were able to grasp this, what is this bullying. Then also he highlighted on how does internet work, what is an email header, beautifully explained, sir. I will assure that our students will not venture in these activities. They'll be very alert. It is an eye-opener for them, sir. Sir, we require such type of sessions for the adolescent students. They are not children, nor they are adults. They are in between. They are in a confused state. What is good, what is bad, they're not able to identify. And what you rightly said, that it is due to hormonal changes. We adults, we have to be very careful, and we cannot say they are 100% wrong because they need our guidance. Today, sir has explained in such a manner that they were not knowing what is wrong and what is good, actually. Now they know that, and we teachers should emphasize on this because they are all adolescents. They need our guidance. Sir, we are looking forward for such sessions which will save our youngsters from this committing crimes. And thank you, sir, from our Kaveri school. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Monica ma'am, for that wonderful summary of what Sanjay elucidated in the last 1.5 hours, including the question answer sessions.
Yes.
My job to give the vote of thanks, and I would like to start off with, obviously, with my very dear friend Sanjay. The reason why I am in Rotary Bangalore Indiranagar is because of him, and I will always be grateful for that. Thank you, Sanjay, for bringing me here. Sanjay has been a very, very dear friend of mine since 2004, and we've seen a lot of ups and downs in life together. And he's an expert in this subject. I would like to take 2 minutes of your time to explain that I myself, there were twice in my life where I faced certain issues related to cybercrime, and I have taken his advice. And I've also gone to the cyber police, and they have been very helpful, very cooperative. So what he said, I can ratify it from my personal experience. So thank you so much, Sanjay, for this wonderful, wonderful session. I would also like to thank Philip, who is the chairperson of the TEACH committee, under which we have been able to organize this particular lecture. Kumar, who is a wonderful, wonderful part of my team, and he is, without him, I don't know what I will do, and he's the one who organizes all these sessions wonderfully. Colonel Subbu, thank you so much for being here. Our president, Fazal, who was very gracious to have attended this session almost completely. Kittu sir, thank you so much for being here. Philip, thank you. And Anita also, who attended this session. All the other Rotarians, if I have missed your name, very sorry. Anybody else? I'm not able to see. Okay. Thank you, all of you, for having attended this session. I'm sure you would have also learned something because there's so much to learn about social media, internet, cyberbullying, and things like that. One parting note to all of you children: social media, internet is a double-edged sword. It has great advantages if you use it prudently, and it has great, great disadvantages if you are on the wrong side of it. So please be very, very careful and very, very intelligent and prudent when using in the internet and social media. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you,
Bye-bye.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye.